Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm talking about all the things I want to do before I become a dad. And no, nobody's pregnant. Yet. But before I get into my pre-parental pursuits, a quick background on my plan for kids. I had always wanted kids when I was a kid, but now as a gay adult, it's not as easy as the straights have it. Getting an egg donor and surrogate to crank out a little human for you can cost upwards of $200,000. Yes, I can always adopt, and I'm very open to that. But I also want to raise a kid or two that's half me or half my partner. I know, it's a bit selfish and all that, but that's another discussion. The fact is, I'm 80% sure I want kids of my own. The remaining 20% is from an uneasiness around the physical and mental demands of caring for an infant, and giving up my current freedom to explore, travel, and do all the things I want in life. So I've decided. I'm going to spend the next 2 to 3 years doing everything I want before kids. And at the end of it all, decide if I want to continue these fun things and remain childless, or see if I got it all out of my system and am ready to nest. So let's get started. First thing on the list, travel. I know, it's super cliche, but I haven't traveled out of this country for 5 years since COVID. I used to do 2 international trips a year. I love to explore cultures, peoples, and food. And on my 2019 Japan trip, one of my favorite things was when I went to a gay bar in Tokyo to chat with the locals. Sure, I got frontally groped without my consent, but talking to the other gay guys my age who actually lived there was such an enriching experience I couldn't have had from just sightseeing. And that's why I planned a 20-day solo trip next month to explore Southeast Asia. It's time to get back out there to explore. I'll be in Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Saigon, Chiang Mai, Bangkok, and Koh Samui. I packed in all the touristy stuff like temples, food tours, elephant sanctuary, and boat cruise, but I also added some gay stuff like drag shows and an LGBTQ history tour. I'm dating Ray now, so I won't be messing around or going on dates. But back when I was single, I really wanted to do a solo trip to Taiwan to talk to the local gays and maybe hoe around a bit. I had a half-baked dream to meet my future husband there and raise some Taiwanese kids together. I also heard about the gay bathhouses in Japan that were lesser known to tourists and mostly frequented by locals, and one of them was on my to-do list for the longest time. Unfortunately, I never went. But I guess I got my own local Japanese boy now. Yes, I'm happy to share my bed with just Ray. But if things don't work out, you'd bet I'd be hoeing in Asia. Second thing on the list, I want to live in different cities for a few weeks or months at a time. I know this sounds like travel again, and technically it is, but I see this more as a longer-term living experience where I work remotely during the day and explore the area during nights and weekends. It's a slower-paced trial period for potential cities I might want to move to or retire to. These would start off as US cities because my remote work only allows me to work from the States, but I would also want to take longer PTO or a sabbatical to live in cities like Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia for a few months at a time. This is also part of why I'm going to Southeast Asia next month. I'm doing quick samples of main cities to see if I want to go back in the future. But honestly, I'm unsure if I'll ever actually do this. It's hard to leave Ray for a long time, and he has some trust issues when we're apart for too long. It's also quite a hassle working outside of the comfort of my actual home, but I'm going to keep it on my bucket list for now, in case an opportunity presents itself. And finally, the last thing I want to do before kids? Move out. I made a video years ago about how I was living with my dad and aunt. I still am. I know American culture has quite a bit of stigma around living with your parents, but it's very common in Asian culture, even as a current 34-year-old. And let's be real, how else am I going to save enough money for a baby? But after the next 2 to 3 years of travel, it'll be a good time to move out. Not only that, I have a little fantasy of what it would look like too. A nice comfy home, a tonal gym machine in my bedroom, a kitchen stocked with spices and decorated with my favorite appliances. And let's not forget, a pet bird. If I have kids, that would be the start of creating a home for them to grow up in. And if I don't have kids, it'll be the start of a more independent life for myself. Eventually, I may live with my dad again as he ages. And if I'm still dating Ray in a few years, I'll want to move the relationship forward by living together. Even if I am single, I'll probably still get my own place for dating too. Ray is 75% on wanting kids in the next few years, so we're pretty close on our desire for kids. But for me, what it comes down to is building a loving family. I want to create traditions, family recipes, and memories. I want the close parent-child love I had with my mom. Sure, my kids might hate me or be total jerks, but it's still a meaningful human experience I want to partake in, and I'd accept all the risks. At least, I'm 80% sure I will. But what do you think? Anything I should add to my list of things to do before kids? What's on your list? Or are you part of the child-free subreddit? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And lastly, if you like this video, please give it a like. Subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.